The explosion of metalcore bands may have come to prominence in the late 2000s, but there are many bands in this subgenre with roots dating earlier than that. Norma Jean, originally a Georgia-based band with many lineup changes and in turn style changes, is a name that has been going since the late 90s. All Hail, the 8th full album under the Norma Jean name, is continuing their brand of heavy music. When I mentioned many lineup changes, I meant it. One look at the band member lineup will make you feel like you need a magnifying glass and notebook to keep track of everything in the Norma Jean lifespan. It's almost to the point that you could fill a party bus with Norma Jean members in history. Regardless of how many of there are in the group, though, the band has withheld a fan base and consistent success every time they create something. All Hail was my first listen to the group in quite a while, with 2013's Wrongdoers being the last time I really paid attention. This is metalcore to the bone, and to be fair, I wouldn't expect otherwise from a band that, while changing writers and musicians over the years and at times changing styles slightly, it still revolves around a specific sound. No matter how much variation they've tried in the past, let's be honest, Norma Jean is heavy music. Through 14 tracks, including an intro track and glorified interludes, All Hail goes strong right out of the gate with a 2-minute intro orphan twin that includes static feedback and a harrowing chant. It sets a proper tone. That leads to the true opening song and single, Mind Over Matter. It's exactly what Norma Jean fans could expect and want in the best ways. The percussion is crushing, and there is a steady pace to it with breaks in the volume. It's not just audio clipping men screaming for 3 minutes. The descending guitar riff is catchy and adds to the flow of Corey Brandon's vocal delivery. Everything is mixed well and it comes in clear, which can be a challenge when producing heavier music. This song flies by fast, but it's a beast with bite, and it truly sells the album on what to expect throughout. Mind Over Matter and Orphan Twin, the intro, really shock your senses and get you prepared for what to expect on All Hail. Keep in mind, though, that this is the music that your neighbors and cars in the other lane will really hate you for if you play it too loudly. It's not for everyone. The volume continues with Safety Last, which is where Brandon cuts loose a bit and the screaming comes in. This is the hardcore influence coming through, and I imagine the pit will open if this song is played live. It's solid, and hearing the Pray for This being screamed is a great hook. After an interlude track, we get to Landslide Defeater, which is still prominent on the hardcore vocal delivery, but instrument-wise it picks up on the more melodic and really meshes everything well in that sense. It's angry and fierce while not being overwhelming. I like it. Full Circle in Under a Minute is a track that shifts a bit more to the melody side, and I feel like the guitar and bass in All Hail shine a bit better in songs like this. There are many great moments that keep the song going without just chugging along. There is variety and progression involved. Full Circle helps demonstrate that well. With Errors follows that notion with pacing and changes in speed and volume adding to the track. Some of the quieter transitions are great. I feel like many metalcore fans who are just expecting screaming and riffs will be surprised with what they find in All Hail. Surprised in a good way. Norma Jean did a great job with balance between melody and hardcore here. A lot of metalcore bands have trouble doing that over time, but Norma Jean did a really good job with it. Trance Levels of Dystopia has more technical skill in the guitar work that was previously mentioned in the balance of the writing. This is a strong track with a good rolling bass line underneath. Translational is one of my favorites on the album because of the vocals in the back and the groove that's set. It's mood setting, and I love that about heavier music when it can completely change how you feel just from the sound. After another interlude track, we get to If Lost Then Leader, which has a good fade out, but admittedly it's the latter third of the album, including this song, where things start to get a little bit longer and in turn a touch similar sounding to material we've already heard. This being one of them, as it feels like we've heard it all before. Outside of the final track, The Mirror and the Second Veil, which is a gorgeous acoustic instrument piece, you have the two longest songs on All Hail back to back, Kareen and Anna. Kareen starts with a creepy sequence but turns into true brooding and emotional track that once again proves All Hail isn't just angry shouting and riffs. There are many additional mixing and elements here, but it works. Anna has great guitar string bending and drum work, but the track goes on for over 5 minutes, which is overkill at this point in the album. There is some repetition through All Hail, like I said, and some of the interludes in the intro and outro don't exactly add much, but I can't deny this is a solid release. Norma Jean really caught me off guard, as the last time I really paid attention to them, I didn't really think much. But for whatever reason, they're another band in 2019 who has made a strong comeback and delivered something solid. Overall, All Hail is a great blend and balance of the two-sided metalcore coin. The Norma Jean band lineup may be forever changing, but Corey Brandon and company can still make a solid album to add to the list of impressive albums in 2019. Metalcore fans from back in the day and in the current scene will have something to hail from Norma Jean this time.